I have been a professional designer for 8 years now. Quite a long time, right? But honestly speaking, if I were to self-reflect and see my growth over the years, I wouldn't call it too long a time because during this span, I've also grown quite a bit. From a self-taught beginner to director of product design at a $10 billion startup like Swiggy. Hard work is just the beginning. If you want to fast-track your design career, you need to work smart and maybe know a couple of things that I figured out all these years. In this video, I'm going to talk about all of them, including the skills, tips, and factors that help me grow at this pace. Now, at this point, it's essential for me to call out that this is purely my experience and it is no way the only way or a prescription towards a career trajectory like mine. So buckle up and get ready. We will start right after the jingle. Awesome people, welcome to my channel. This is Sapta, and if you're here for the first time, this is the place where I help designers build and scale their career with tips, suggestions, and tutorials. So if you're into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I feel I have grown fast. From what I've seen in the industry, this is not the most usual trajectory. Most people tend to take more time and a lot more time to reach where I am today. Before we get to the 7 points, I want to clarify that I'm not talking about being a director or a manager as such. Our job titles are just a function of our ability and the scope and scale of the company where we work. For example, if I start a company today, I will mostly appoint myself as the CEO. Elon Musk is also a CEO of the companies he owns. Does it mean we are the same? Our abilities to manage a business are the same? Not at all. It's the same with design titles as well. That is, two individuals with the same title can actually have very different levels of work and responsibility. So I am defining growth based on the amount and the depth of responsibilities that you can be trusted upon and not your job title. So here are 6 things that massively help me to scale my career. Number 1, craft or hands-on work. It's an integral aspect of design because it is that thing that determines how well your ideas are translating to the experiences that solve user and business problems. Trust me, a designer's ability to execute their ideas with precision and care can make all the difference in the final outcome of their work. Now, there's a notion around which suggests that good craft is not essential for senior roles because you will mostly have a team who will do the execution on your behalf. I strongly condemn that notion. In order to advance as a leader, you must first demonstrate your ability as an individual contributor, for which proficiency in your craft is supremely important. While the amount of time you spend on hands-on work will decrease as you progress in your career, that doesn't mean that it gives you the freedom to neglect honing your craft. Imagine, in addition to all your logical thinking, if a leader is also a great crafter, it becomes a lethal combination which can make you unstoppable. Great craft allows designers to communicate their vision effectively, creating a connection with their audience through the quality of their work. Additionally, the process of honing one's craft can be a valuable learning experience, allowing designers to develop new techniques and refine their skills over time. I can have one dedicated video on craft. I have so much to say. Number 2, communication. Effective communication is the foundation of anything, be it a relationship or business. The way you communicate has got a lot to do with its success. Particularly for designers, it's even more important to communicate their ideas and opinions clearly and respectfully, actively listening to other people's perspectives and asking questions to clarify any uncertainties. Please note that by communication, I don't mean verbal or spoken communication alone. Exchange of ideas and thoughts via any medium is communication. Verbal communication is just one form of communication. In my opinion, whatever we do as a designer is also a means of communication where the graphical user interface serves as the medium. For example, using their app as the medium, the Swiggy team is actually communicating with their users. The clarity and effectiveness of this communication ultimately decides how good the design is perceived as, and communication is determined by how good a job the team has done showing the various offerings, how the information is laid down, what kind of emotions they are invoking, and so on. As an aspiring leader, it is important that all forms of your communication, including verbal communication, are of the highest quality. You'll be involved in many discussions where you'll be presenting your thoughts, ideas, and designs. Here's a pro tip for you. Whenever you're presenting, try to be 2 steps ahead. That is, if you're presenting something and you expect that person X will ask you a certain question, Prepare for the answer to that question before itself. Now, not just that, when you answer to that question, also predict what follow-up questions person X may ask after hearing your reply. Prepare for them too. Write them down, but make sure you are prepared. I always do it for all my important meetings. Just that while answering, I modulate my voice, deliberately add a few fumbles to make it sound impromptu. This helps a lot. Number 3, foster collaboration and teamwork. As a leader, you may have to manage teams. We are a team of 45 people at Swiggy, and it's important that we are compatible with each other, understand our strengths and weaknesses, and play along the lines, and that we are able to collaborate as a team. What's necessary is to promote open exchange of thoughts in your team. For example, a lot of people might believe that meetings are a waste of time. That's clearly not the case. Meetings without a clear agenda is a problem and waste of time. So make sure you make the opinions of your teams heard. Only a happy and empowered team can work together effectively. Now you might be thinking, hey, I am not a leader or a manager yet. I'm just aspiring to be one. How do I practice this? Well, you see, no one starts becoming a leader one day all of a sudden. Sure, your title can change over a single day when you get promoted, but remember that promotions are typically awarded only after you have consistently demonstrated the skills and abilities required for the next level over an extended period of time, usually a few months at least. Before that, your manager will keep giving you opportunities where you can display such abilities. Even though you are not a people manager, you might be given a task where you are expected to complete a task with 2 other junior designers and so on. For example, a few days back, I had asked 4 relatively junior members of my team to make a report on a UX research activity that we had done recently. Now, I personally could have made that report in 2 to 3 hours, yet I had given them a week to work on that. In this case, the research report was actually a byproduct. The real reason was for me to understand how they navigated through the differences of opinions, ego, and every other stuff and collectively agree to a common ground with only a little guidance from me. It was in a way an opportunity to display teamwork. You will also be given similar responsibilities, so make sure that you recognize them and give your best. Number 4, prioritize stuff. As a leader, it is extremely important for me to prioritize my stuff. That is the places where I invest my time and attention, so it's essential for me to stay away from stuff that can be redundant, can be automated, or can be pre-progressed or delegated. For example, when I'm designing hands-on, say icons or illustrations, I rarely start from the scratch. I pick up existing sources that our team might have made and modify it to fit my need. Even if I'm making anything new, I still try to start with some reference assets so that I can spend most of the time focusing on the real emotion or the story where my creativity and skills are most required. This gives me a good 20 to 30% head start, which in turn helps me save a lot of time. For such assets, my go-to place is Envato Market. Envato Market is a digital assets marketplace which includes everything from website templates or developers, stock footage for video editors and designers, and audio assets as well to make your work more professional. The best part about Envato is that it hosts majority of its stuff from designers and creators who make a living by selling their work on Envato. All the website themes and templates are customizable and work for platforms like WordPress, Shopify, or Joomla. Themeforest.net is a link to go if you're looking for web and code work, and if you're looking for creative stock, videohive.net is a platform for that. It saves a tons of time for me, and I use all the saved time to focus on things that matter way more for me. I'm putting down the links in the description for you so that you can check out. Number 5, facilitating continuous learning and development for the entire team is a crucial aspect of leadership. Under your guidance, team members should strive to improve in every aspect by 10 times. The design industry is constantly evolving, and staying up to the date with the latest technologies and practices is essential. As a leader, it's your responsibility to promote and facilitate this growth, initiate discussions around industry trends, encourage learning, and recommend training sessions or workshops for your team members. You could even establish a book club or a peer learning sessions within your team to promote knowledge sharing. Never neglect the importance of learning or underestimate its value in achieving your team's success. And finally, number 6, lead by example. Competence breeds competence, and the same is also true for incompetence. As a leader, you set the examples for how your team's perform and works. Your team mirrors your behavior and values. While skill-based learning such as workshops or courses are beneficial, a significant part of learning actually comes from your actions and leadership. As a great leader, you should serve as a role model, inspiring your team to learn and absorb from you. The tips that I've shared with you here are general, and your role as a design leader may be different significantly from me. However, it is essential to remain mindful of your team's challenges and respond accordingly. If you believe I've missed something in this list, please let me know in the comments. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. This is Sapta signing off.